Situ. Andito po.
Yung nasayaw kanina community dance ng... Pero po nasayaw kanina yun yung courtship dance ng Kalinga and Mountain Province, which they call Sakiki and Tupaya for the province of Kalinga and Sakiki for the province of Mountain Province. At yung community dance mo na ginawa namin kanina victory dance o community dance ng isang province, gaya ng Mountain Province at yung Ifugao at Kalinga kanina. Thank you.
Maraming salamat, Iho. At meron pong announcement. We can be watched na via live stream www.scienceph, or you can search via YouTube or Facebook hashtag all caps NAST RSM BAGUIO. So yun po. And the opening ceremonies have now come to an end at 11:30 or thereabout. The scientific program will begin with Science Legislative Forum with our speaker, academician Rafael D. Guerrero III, the third member of the Agricultural Sciences Division of NAST, because it is their advocacy. Academician Guerrero will discuss towards a blue economy. All are invited to attend the succeeding plenary sessions. We would like to invite everyone to follow NAST social media accounts on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and use the official hashtag NAST. We are at NASTPHL on Twitter and on Instagram, and our Facebook page is www.facebook.com
Marami tayong mga tilapia congresses like Tilapia Congress, Milkfish Congress. Nandun po ang mga stakeholders, ang ating mga kasamahang magsasaka upang malaman po nila ang kagandahan na magkakaroon po tayo ng sariling departamento. Nabanggit po ang Indonesia, marami rin po mga ASEAN countries na may sariling Department of Fisheries. Alam ko ang Laos, Cambodia, Myanmar, may sarili po silang fisheries at talagang tumataas na po ang kanilang produksyon sa fisheries sapagkat concentrated po ang kanilang programa sa fisheries. And I think we have also to strengthen demand power development at ito po ay challenge sa mga SOCs. We have to develop people who will really man the fisheries sector. We have to provide them with the quality education. But people of graduates that are globally competitive and with knowledge in environmental sustainability and environmental protection. And I would like again to tilt it in the aquaculture sector, and because I am in the genetics field, advances in genetic modification and biotechnology would have a tremendous impact in our quest to increase production from our domesticated fish species. Gene transfer, chromosome set manipulation, and interspecies hybridization, aided with efficient communications and information system, have the potential for scaling up the quantity and quality of aquaculture species. Ladies and gentlemen, let us be in concert in pursuing the sustainability of the blue planet for the welfare of our oceans, which is considered as a green pasture where our children's grandchildren will go for bread in the future. Thank you very much. Maraming pong salamat. Patubayan po tayo na po.
Thank you very much, Dr. Teresa Obelia, for that very enlightening, those enlightening views. May I now request our guest from the BFAR National Integrated Fisheries Training Development Center, Ms. Evelyn Tangla, to share her views.
Poverty-stricken rural coastal areas. It also seeks to remove the current Bureau of Fisheries of the country's archipelagic waters and marine resources. We can say, we can make a stand, or we can say that maybe conservation, development, protection, utilization, and disposition of all fishery and aquatic resources. However, we can say that it is also equally important, and we cannot discount the significance in the choice of the person who will lead the department. An Honorable Pablo B. Gongona comments on a recent Facebook post on the topic of creating a Department of Fisheries. And I quote, "There are other things important than thinking of a Department of Fisheries. Food security is foremost. Available and affordable food. Fish is more important than gold. Let's take care of our waters for sustainable fish production. Relentless drive against illegal fishing. Marine protected areas, clean ocean, mangrove rehabilitation, and off-fishing season." Parang sinabi po niya na may mga important considerations po tayo na dapat na pagtuunan ng pansin. But hindi naman po niya sinabi na outright na against siya or for the creation of the Department of Fisheries. It's not just his priority at the moment. So yun lang po. And yung words po na kinote ko, yung word for word po kung kinote yun from the Facebook comment. So in summary, yun lang po ang masasabi na pwedeng maganda po ang maging epekto ng pagka-create ng Department of Fisheries and Aquatic Resources, pero magdidepende pa rin po yun sa mga tao na mag-lead and also for the creation of the structural organization.
for the long-term and sustainable development of the fisheries industry. Yun lang po. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Ms. Evelyn Dangla, for your views and comments. So we are now going to open the floor for questions and comments. As I said previously, if we may request our audience who would like to ask questions to please write on a piece of paper and give it to our ushers and usherettes who are actually strategically located in this room. While I think they are getting some of the questions, let me throw my first comment. I know Academician Guerrero is, as I said, truly passionate about this creation of the Department of Fisheries, and true enough, he has provided us the rationale for such, and I think there are truly grounds for the creation of the department. But let me just ask, was there any effort to actually also discuss it with the other line agencies that are also involved in this issue, potentially involved in this issue, like for example, the Department of Environment and Natural Resources, because there are also overlapping concerns, not only with the DA, but also with the DENR.
Thank you for that, Academician Toya. In fact, we looked at it objectively. No? We are not really passionate for fisheries. Well, of course, I'm a fisheries man, but you know, when you are in the academy or in the academy, you have to look at look at the total picture. What is good for the country? We think the department will help push development, sustainability, and harness resources, and give higher priority. Yeah, right. Okay. So we said, in fairness, Dr. Montoya, we believe this department should integrate, and it cannot suck up everything in the water. I said only the living and leave the energy to the DOE, leave the minerals to the DNR, and even the ecosystems. At nag-usap tayo, isang bansa lang ito, we're all Filipinos, hindi pa tayo nag-uusap, wala mangyayari sa atin. Kanya-kanya tayo. Okay? So, yes, we have considered the other departments.
Thank you very much, Academician Guerrero. Of course, our panel discussants can also comment. Would you like to? Okay. Maybe, Academician Guerrero, can you please? Anyway, let me just read some of the questions. Some of them do not have ownership, so they are anonymous, I think.
I think you should also look at the economic picture, because we need livelihoods and natural resources management. The big issue now in DNR is the mines, okay? But I hope it will not come to a point that our fisheries will have to import fish, and the poor are getting poorer, you know, in the coastline. You know? So to me, there should be a positive step. So if the DA will just increase the support, happy na ako. I can say that I have made my contribution, you know. And later on, maybe, I don't know, within my lifetime or maybe in your lifetime, there will be a department. That depends, no, on us. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So there's another question here, and this is from Miladis Finchao, I hope I pronounced your name right, from Isabela State University, Cabogan Campus. I am in full support of the creation of the Department of Fisheries and Aquatic Resources, but what will be your three?
I don't think we have tapped even 1%, 10%, maybe less. So to me, let's make the sea pay for all our debts, no? Resources, yung minerals na yan eh. You know, the exporter of gas and oil. But food, it's a shame if we will import fish with so much water around us, di ba? And what happens? Look at all our technologies. We have one of the top-notch researchers in the world in aquaculture. We have SIFTEC. We have so many publications, but why are the fisher folk and the fish farmers still asking for what? Help and are poor? Diba? So maraming magagawa. So priority natin, harness resources, sustainable tilapia. Kasi mas madali at mura pa kainin yan. Di ba? Backyard and so on. Okay.
Thank you. So there's another question here. What will be the difference between the proposed Department of Fisheries and Aquatic Resources and now the Bureau of Fisheries and Aquatic Resources? Maybe we can also ask Ms. Langla. What do you think will be the difference? Will it be just a difference in a separate budget, but the structure will also be the same?
Okay, maybe to give a opinion, I can give one also to you. Okay, maybe I can say, in the proposed bills, the BFAR will be elevated to a department. So sabi niya, another bureaucracy yan. Yung BFAR, di ba bureaucracy? Yun lang, yung budget ng BFAR, 5 billion. And all the other agencies related to fisheries will be lumped together. Kaysa kalat. Like NFRDI, National Fisheries and Research and Development Institute, the Research and Development Arm. It's not under the BFAR, it's under the DA. So bakit hindi pagsamahin nila lahat? So there will be no increase in budget because it's just lumping together all the agencies in fisheries para focus sila, concerted, at isang direction na lang, hindi kanya-kanya. Ano? Di ba? So hindi kasama ang Coast Guard yan. Di ba? Coast Guard is for security. DNR will handle the minerals and oil. Tourism is for the DOT. Ano pa isa? Maritime industry yung marina, doon pa rin sa transportation. So dapat mag-usap sila, may department council. So sometimes that's hard to do. Madaling sabihin kasi papadala nila doon yung mga kanilang, hindi lang USEC hindi lang mababa pa. Di secretaries na dati, alam ni Secretary de la Peña. Look at our PSTC, Philippine Science and Technology Council. Di ba? The chairman of that should be the president like in Korea. Diba? So, yun ang problema natin. We have good policies, but when it comes to implementation, doon tayo nakaka-problema. Okay. So I don't think it's a bureaucracy thing. Well, let me just quote again Secretary Piñol from his blog. First, he said, I'm willing to support it because President Duterte in his campaign said to the stakeholders, we will support you with the department. Okay? But then he changed his position. He said, if we have a Department of Fisheries, we might have a Department of Poultry, a Department of Livestock, a Department of Rice. Ano ba yan? Sabi ko kanina, fisheries is a whole gamut of industry and things. It's not only a commodity. And if we will remove fisheries from the DA, it can concentrate more on rice. So fish, but why? I suspect, it's my opinion, because fisheries is a top performer and the potential there is so big. So pag hinawakan mo yan, talagang you will get more money. Pag binitawan mo yan, mapapawasan ka ng isang paas. But think of the interest and the good of this country. Not, of course, everybody is entitled to his opinion. That's my opinion. Whether you agree or not, take it home, discuss it with your colleagues. But sabi ni Dr. Abella, the whole industry should speak up. Hindi lang tayo tagakadil. Maybe next year, NAS will have a different focus. But at least for this year, let's speak and fight and support fisheries.
Okay. Thank you. So that was actually raised by Dr. Daniel Duran from the Philippine Carabao Center. There's another question here. I'd like to prioritize on those wherein they actually put their names in the questions. I will probably read some of the questions without names and the comments later on. There's another question here. What about the role of LGUs? And there was mention here of the municipal-based water or territory and its implications on the creation of a department. This was actually forwarded by Emplona Manrique from the NPTC Buak Marinduque.
That's a very important issue. Up to now, we have, example, we have, I'm not a legal person, but there's still a problem in defining the limits of municipal fisheries, right? Boundaries. So I think the NAMRIA has set the boundaries, but there's some conflicts in some areas because islands tayo eh. So where do you reckon the boundary of 15 kilometers? It's from the mainland or the island of the province? So I think there's still an issue in the Supreme Court. Maybe we should get updated, but definitely the local governments will have a very important role in managing our aquatic and marine resources. No? Because sila ang binibigyan ng empowerment at resources. Ang problema lang, wala sila sa research and development and extension. So there should be more closer tie-ups and coordination, no, between research, development. Sila itong mga lumalabas sa ating mga researches, hindi nakakarating because mahina extension service natin. So isa pa yung problema yan. Kawing-kawing eh. No? When you talk about but you look at the bills, ang daming bureaus doon, hindi ko ma-enumerate eh. May Bureau of Aquaculture, may Bureau of Marine Technology, etc. etc. Tignan na namin sa website. Ang tinitignan ating kinukusita dito, talaga ba kailangan natin muna form? I'm not it's now in the Facebook or in the emails, no, that we're receiving. Vietnam has no Department of Fisheries. They have a Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development, but they are eyeing an export income from their marine products of 12 billion by 2020. Eh tayo, hanggang ngayon, 500 million lang. And we have more coastline and more marine resources than Vietnam. So, I agree, we don't need a Department of Fisheries and Aquatic Resources. Kung tama yung ginagawa natin, ano mangyayari kung negative growth tayo every year? In spite of all our resources, something is wrong. Maybe we're not doing the right thing, or maybe we don't have the right program. I cannot put down the DA. No? There are so many concerns, irrigation, rice, milk, and so on. It's a good thing. Our aquaculture can produce what we need. But we have problems like pollution. Hindi na problema ng fisheries lang yan. Diba? Environmental management. So there are many things we have to really work on. And that's good because we still have to do more research and development. But more than research and development, let's do more social active programs that will benefit the poor. Di ba? Yun ang sustain natin yung ating coral reefs. Okay? With the problems of climate change, acidification, sea level rise, yung mangroves natin, wetland na. Marami pang kailangan gawin. So I agree, we don't need the department immediately. It's not a life and death thing, but if we keep on neglecting and not putting the right support for fisheries in this country, it's a shame. And I think our future generations will say, ano bang ginawa natin habang tayo nandito? So ako, nakikinig sa inyo, habang akong buhay, dito ang misis ko, tuloy ang aking laban at suporta para sa fisheries and aquatic resources. Sana kasama din kayo namin. Para sa bansa ito, hindi lang para sa ating sarili. Pwede nga. Thank you for all these reactions. I'm very inspired. I'm less passionate in Cebu. Talaga sabi ko, bawasan mo na yung ano mo, masyado kang passionate. Pero ito, I made it on time. So, practice makes perfect. This is the third version. I'm glad in July we're not talking about this anymore. I'll just be discussing. I will discuss it.
Yeah, thank you very much. I'd just like to share some of the comments here and also a question as far as the process is concerned. Let me just clarify that today, because they were asking whether we are going to have a signature campaign or if this is actually the proper venue to do that. This is really a series of, it's really more of awareness setting, building, for people to be aware of the issues. It is not yet the proper venue to get a signature campaign because this will actually evolve. No? So there will be no paper circulating today for your signatures.
It's not a political issue. It's a reform issue. A change for the better. We don't need signatures. We need your minds and your hearts for this country to take care of our fisheries and aquatics. So that's inyo yan.
Oh, baka manat si Shen Guerrero for a senatorial or congressional position.
I can never be a politician because I always tell the truth.
Yeah, which is of course another strategy. Putting him in Congress or in the Senate will also be another strategy.
Hindi daw ako makorrupt sa Philippines. Incorruptible. No, sorry.
Okay, we do have some comments here, but I will just forward it to the concerned people because some of the comments are actually more developmental. So I would like to forward it to the concerned people. So if there are no more questions, one more. Let me just last question. Maybe related questions.
Dami pa. This is getting exciting,
Okay. So we have this one from Dr. Reynaldo de los Trinos, Nueva Vizcaya.